Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the Rambam Hilchos Deos, Perek Beis, the second chapter. We're in Ois Dalid in the letter Dalid. La'olam yarbe adam b'shtika. A person should always increase their silence. V'lo yidaber ela oibedaber chachma. And when you speak, it should only be words of wisdom. Oibedvarim shetzarich len l'chai gufa, or things that you need to live and survive. Amru al Rav Talmud Rabbeinu HaKadosh. It says about Rav, who was the student of Rabbeinu HaKadosh, Shelo Yisach Sicha B'Teila Kol Yomav. He didn't speak an extraneous, wasted conversation all of the days of his life. He had no idle chatter. Says the Rambam, V'zuhi Sichas Roiv Kol Adam, and this, unfortunately, is the sikha, the conversation of the majority of people in the world today. Idle chatter, shooting the breeze, talking about nothing, solving no problems, making the world not a better place, wasting the words that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has given you, talking about nonsense. That, he says, this is the Rambam going back 1,000 years ago. This is before there was a Facebook, before there was Instagram, before there was a Snapchat, before there was television and movies and WhatsApp and all the things that everybody's sending around all day long, talking about incessantly, which is total waste of our times. The Rambam was saying in his generation, which was 1,000 years ago, people were pretty simple people back then. Nevertheless, the majority of the conversations were idle chatter, sicha b'teila. Writes the Rama, even when it comes to the things that you need, don't speak too much about what your body needs, what you need to make a living, parnas, all these things. Don't speak about it too much. The sages command us, anyone who speaks too much, he will eventually bring himself into a world of hate, into a world of sin. His conversation will drift into things that he should not be speaking about. He will end up doing things that he should not do as well. The Omro, and it says, I didn't find anything better for my body than shtika, than silence. Silence is the way to go. The less that you say, the more that you can do, as we're about to explain. Even when it comes to learn the words of Torah and words of wisdom, the words of the wise man should be limited. But his actions should be many. We should do much more than we say. The ikr, like Chazal tell us, the main thing in a person's life is not the talking, it's rather the maisim, it's the actions that we do. And that's what it says. A person should always teach his student in the shortest possible way, the most concise way. And not too wordy. Just teach him what he needs to know, speak it over with him, let him understand it, and then let him go and perform the mitzvahs and live the life of wisdom that you are imparting to him. However, if a person speaks a lot, and he only does a little, this is foolishness. This world is called the Olam HaAsiyah, the world of action, the world of doing. It's not the world of dibur, of speaking, it's the world of action. And therefore, if you spend your days talking and not doing everything that you can, it's not a sign of your brains and your mental power, because you can talk about anything under the sun and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. That doesn't show anything. What shows us who you really are is what you do with your life. If you talk too much, it's sichlus, it's foolishness. If you do a lot, it's on the level of tzidkus, of heading in the direction of righteousness. This is what it says in the pasuk in Koheles, a dream comes with many things. However, says Shlomo Melech, King Solomon, the voice of the fool with a multitude of words. Meaning, if you cannot stop talking, that's the voice of a fool. If a person ends up going deep and doing things, he does a lot of stuff, that's going to be a person that is living a life of chachma, a life of wisdom, a life of action, a life of accomplishment. The more that we do, the more accomplished we're going to be in life. The more that we say, the less is going to be our accomplishments, and the more foolish we're going to be. So Mirz Hashem, with Shabbos Kodesh coming, such a time to daven, to learn, to be with the mishpachah, with the family, doesn't mean you have to sit there like a mute and not say anything. Use the conversations to build relationships, to build our children, to build our love of Torah, to build our love of Shabbos. Use the words in the right way, and that way we become chachamim, tzaddikim, people that are nachas ruach, a pleasure to the Ribono Shel Olam. All the best. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful Shabbos.